Hey everybody from Astronomy, it's me Camden, and I am here to input my own opinion on the discussion about how we would send a probe out into out of our solar system and into somewhere else in the galaxy, universe, so on, based on what the physical Kepler's laws and Newton had to say. I believe that we really need all three of Kepler's laws for different reasons if we were to try to send a probe out of our solar system. Going down the list, starting with the first of Kepler's laws, how the orbit around the sun for planets is elliptical. It's not perfect circles, even for Earth, which is shown to be almost perfect, but not quite. This is important for determining what time of year, or this ties into the importance of what time we are actually going to be launching the probe, because I would see that the best way possible to launch a probe and to give it some good motion, it would be, ties into the second of Kepler's laws, where he mentions how based on the elliptical orbits, even though we travel faster around that elliptical orbit at different times of the year, like once we are getting closest to the sun, we move fastest around it as a result of the sun's gravitational pull, whereas once we are a planet farthest out from where the sun was at that point, it is moving at its slowest. So I believe that the swing in towards the sun for the fastest movement on that elliptical orbit would be probably the best time to launch a probe, which is why it's important to consider the Kepler's first and second law, because we could use the gravitational pull of the sun to help slingshot our probes out into any direction in the universe we want to send it. And as for the third law, when it talked about the elliptical periods of planets and other objects out in the universe, because of the pull of our sun being the closest star, eventually after we would launch the probe, I would think in at least some cases that probes could eventually be pulled back in. So it's important to understand that orbital period after we slingshot them out into some other place out in the solar system, so we can retrieve those images once they come back around. Because if you remember how we usually get information from probes that we do launch, they're usually using radio waves to do so. So over time, it takes longer as they go farther out to actually send those images and such back to Earth. But when it's on the orbit, it's good to know when it's going to be coming back, because then we can keep a better eye out for what it has to send for us on shorter intervals. And at the same time, if we want to retrieve it, we need to pay attention to that for when we actually know it's coming back around, if those cases really happen. It depends on what people really want to use the probe for in the end, though. But anyway, that is my opinion on the importance of physical Kepler's laws influencing our ability to launch probes out into other solar systems and other parts of our galaxy and universe, so forth. Hope you guys are having a good day. Goodbye.